This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more. The universe is full of mysteries. Black holes, quantum physics, galaxies. On TikTok, millions of people are learning more about the universe around them every day. Scientists break down complex theories, demonstrate experiments, and connect dots between the cosmos and our daily lives. One scroll might reveal the concepts on the fabric of space-time, the next an optical illusion. It's discovery on a massive scale, where millions learn something new every day. In Orlando, meetings reach another level, thanks to a growing list of award-winning restaurants, a world-class convention center, a great hotel community, easy access through the airport, and of course, the weather. Andrew Moyes, VP of Fan Expo HQ, had this to say about Orlando. Luxury hotels, Michelin restaurants, easy access through the airport, all those key things feed into the proper executive experience. And while you may know Orlando for its attractions, industries like healthcare, aerospace, and advanced manufacturing make it a hub for cutting-edge businesses. And that's what makes Orlando unbelievably real. Learn more at orlandoforbusiness.com. The springtime thaw is finally here. Flowers are blooming, days are longer. We're saying yes to more plans and finally getting outside, running, walking, just moving again. It's the perfect time to upgrade your everyday go-tos with Bombas. Take Bombas sport socks. They're super comfortable and designed with sport-specific tech for running, cycling, yoga, hiking, you name it. I use them to run in, and I can tell you they work beautifully. So head over to bombas.com and use code SYSK for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com, code SYSK at checkout.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know, a production of iHeartRadio.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh, and there's Chuck, and Jerry's here too, and this is Stuff You Should Know, good old-fashioned pop culture games edition.
Yeah.
And yeah, here we are, finally talking about Scrabble. I've been asking for you to do this with me for at least a decade, and you kept refusing. I still don't know why. Even Jerry chimed in and was like, will you guys please do Scrabble? And finally you relented. I think just because you wanted me and Jerry to stop bothering you about it.
And that was probably it. A big thanks to Laura for her help on this one.
Mm-hmm.
What was your nickname for her?
Dr. Claw.
Dr. Claw. Do you play Scrabble? Are you a Scrabbler? I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way.
You know, I wish I were. I'm not, and it's not like I have an aversion to it or anything like that. It's just not part of my world, I guess. You know?
Yeah, same. I mean, we own it, and I have played Scrabble here and there. If somebody's like, "Hey, let's play Scrabble," I won't go like, "No, sorry, not going to do it."
Right.
But you know, I'll play very occasionally. But I've never been a regular Scrabbler. Nor am I very good at it at all, especially if I'm playing against somebody who, you know, because there's a lot more to it than just like knowing words.
Well, I feel like based on Stuff You Should Know history, our best episodes are ones where we explain games that we don't actually play. Soccer, chess.
Yeah.
I mean, the list just keeps going on, and I feel like we're about to add to it.
Yeah. Surfing.
Yeah, surfing.
I mean, we should probably just say that Scrabble, if you don't know, it's a board game in which 2 to 4 players use letters, little tiles, to spell out words on a board in a crossword-like fashion.
Wow, that was a good description, Chuck.
In other words, you know, the words have to intersect each other. You can't just throw a random word out there in the corner if you feel like it. They have to touch and use a letter, or I guess a blank space, for another word.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just want to go ahead and, because Scrabble people are probably going to get mad at us, but I'm going to go ahead and throw out a suggested rule change.
Okay.
That there is a word, Scrabble, and that means to as a verb, to scratch or grope to try and collect something, or as a noun, the act of doing that. And I propose that if you play that 8-letter word, that not only do you get your bingo bonus for playing a 7-letter word, I think you should, if you play the word Scrabble, you should get an extra bonus on top of that.
Of how many points? A million?
Whatever's fair. That's where I just step back and say, you guys handle it.
Okay. You like to kick the hornet's nest and then watch them go.
I just think, I don't know, if you play the word Scrabble, give it just a little bump.
I agree. I think you're right.
All right. That's my only suggestion. My only note.
A little more about it. The Scrabble board is 15 by 15 squares, 225 total squares. And because it's 15 by 15, you're limited to no more than 15-letter words.
Sure.
And I guess just a quick summary of the rules. So when you play that first word, you have to play it in the center square. That's where you start. And you can build off of other people's words. You get up to 15-letter words by building onto other words because you could never spell more than a 7-letter word because at no point in time do you ever have more than 7 tiles.
Right. And as I said, that 7 tiles played at once is called the bingo. You add up your score at the end and tack on 50 points at that point.
Right.
Or however many you get. Apparently, experts can play 3, 4, 5 of those in a game sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great way to run up scores from what I can tell. And then across the board, there's triple word scores, double word scores, double letter scores, and triple letter scores. And basically, when you lay a tile over that, depending on whether it's a letter or a word, you get bonus points for it. So when you're like if you play a bingo across a triple word score,
You're cooking.
You got a bunch of points. You basically just dusted your opponent in that one move, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just sort of amateur funsies Scrabble people, one big bingo like that can seal the game for you.
Yeah, it's called sending them packing with tears in their eyes, I think.
In France, by the way, the bingo is called a Scrabble.
Oh, nice.
Just other nuts and bolts. The tiles come in they're little wooden tiles, little wooden square tiles, and on the tile is a letter, and then a point value, sort of as a subscript, and then you keep your letters on a little wooden tile rack, and you ideally your opponent does not see those.
Right.
It's they're facing away from you if you're opposite your opponent, and that's a big part of an expert or at least an accomplished or experienced Scrabbleist is dummies like me, and I guess if you and I played, we'd just sit down and try and spell fart every chance we got. If you're an experienced Scrabbleist, you're almost like counting cards. How many letters are in the bag of how many of each letter in the bag, and you see them being played. You know how many are on your rack. You know how many are still in the pile. So you're sort of trying to figure out mathematical possibilities of what's still out there and what can be played. That's the next level stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not evenly distributed. For example, there's 12 E's, but there's only one J, K, Q, X, and Z. And then the other letters are just kind of distributed in weird random ways. So that you could, I guess, easily count that stuff. If you play Scrabble enough, you're just going to pick up on how many are out there at any given point.
Yeah. You've also got your blank tiles, which are worth 0 points, but those really help out in making words possible that you couldn't get ordinarily. And then you've got your 1-pointers, AEILNORST, and you.
And also, just real quick, I did some poking around, Chuck, and I found that there's some mnemonic devices that tournament level players use to remember how many points a particular letter gets.
You should say that after I list them all.
Well, I was going to just do it by group, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
So the first group, 1 point, they use astronauts eat in limbo. No, right, silly tiger. Umbrella.
All right. The 2-pointers are D and G.
Dave and Gary.
Okay. I would say doggone. 3 points are BCM and P.
That is B, chewing and masticating pizza.
Does someone really suggest hey, use these and don't make up your own?
No, I'm making this up.
I got you. This is all a bit. Okay. 4 points. We got F, H, V, and W, and Y.
Right. So for heaven's vake, why U.
Okay. I get it now.
Mhm.
You should have told me this was a bit. 5 pointers, you get your K.
K.
Okay. 8 pointers, J and X.
Jackson loves Xanax.
Okay. Jackson loves?
Yeah, you just have to ignore the L.
Okay. All right. And then your 10-pointer, Josh. What are we going to end up with Q and Z?
Quartz and quartz.
That's great. I think I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, give me a quiz at the end. I'll put this away, and then you can just quiz me.
Yeah, once you learn that, you'll never forget it.
There is a statistics professor at Carnegie Mellon, Andrew Thomas, who says if you go first, you have an advantage of 14 points. If you have that blank tile ever in the game, that's an advantage of 30 points if you're good at Scrabble, not like me.
Right. There's also, like, if you have S tiles, there's a 10-point advantage. And the reason why I was like, that doesn't make any sense, because S, as you remember from your mnemonic device, is only a 1-point tile.
You should throw that on the end, though, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. So, like, like I said, you can add on to other words that are already on the board, even ones that another player wrote out. And whatever word score they got for that word, if you add an S, you get that same word score plus 1 point for the S. So that's a really easy way to rack up some quick points. And
totally.
I think also probably annoy other players.
I wonder about that. I'd like to hear from Scrabblers. I mean, if it's fair game, it's fair game.
Yes. And there's plenty of rules that are fair game that are also like, you're a jackass.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me see here. What else do we have? We have X and Z give you a 3 to 5 point advantage. Even though they're, tougher to use. And the Q is a 5-point disadvantage because, I was about to say you always have to have that U, but I'm sure there are weird Scrabble words that don't have a QU.
There's 2 that I know of. One is key.
QI? Yeah, I think I heard
QI, no, sorry, that's chi. Like life force, I think.
Okay.
And you get 11 points for that one. And then, I can't remember, there's one more that's like a Q word that does not require a U. That people use.
QI is in here because that's the highest scoring 2-letter word along with ZA. Is that what you said?
Yeah. And okay. I looked up za, and it's slang for pizza. I'm not certain that usage is allowed, but it's also a archaic word for a B flat notation.
Yeah, I wonder if, because I did the same thing you did. Every time they gave Laura found an example of a word that's unusual or high scoring, I always looked it up because I was curious. I wonder if that's part of the love of Scrabble is actually learning what these words mean, or if they're like, I really don't care. I just care how much it's worth.
Well, from what I can tell, Scrabble players don't care what a word means. They don't think of them like that. And that'll come up later with those controversial words.
Oh, sure. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, it's just us. We're curious types. Scrabble players are not.
That's true. The highest scoring 3-letter word is Zax, 19-pointer, and Zek is 16. Quiz is a 4-letter word worth the most at 22.
That means like a test of sorts.
Okay. And then Zippy, what does that mean?
The pinhead.
Zippy the pinhead? What's that?
Oh, it's a really weird 80s comic strip. You know the clown with the Zippy the pinhead? No,
I don't know it.
Oh, you should look it up. It's weird. It's a weird comic strip.
Okay, I don't know it.
But it couldn't be that. Sorry, I have to correct myself before all of the Scrabble players email in. It couldn't be Zippy the Pinhead because Zippy the Pinhead would be a proper noun.
Ah, okay, good point.
Thanks.
You can't use proper nouns.
No, you can't.
Might as well go ahead and say that.
They're really serious about that stuff too.
Oh, I bet. See, I'm a house rules guy, so I can, as long as everyone's on board, I think you can have your own house rules for stuff.
Oh, I agree.
Don't bring that into a tournament.
No. Get that mess out of here is what they'll tell you.
Yeah. But like if I were to play with Ruby, I'd probably say like, hey, we can use proper nouns because she'll want to put our dog's name or something.
Awesome.
Or maybe I would.
Right.
I did look up the highest scoring bingo, and that is Muzjiks, Muzjiks, which is a Russian peasant.
Wow. Well,
it's probably mujiks or something.
Yeah. I like it both ways, though. Muzjiks. Look at all the muzjiks toiling in the fields.
Yeah, I like that.
So I was confused because there's a lot of, like, one of the rules is no proper nouns, no words that end in apostrophe or require an apostrophe.
Yeah.
And then also no foreign words. But clearly some foreign words are allowed in because they're so common in English that they've just basically been adopted into the language. I get that. But a muzjiks is not a common word in English. So it must mean that does appear in some English dictionary somewhere, because that's kind of the great ruler, arbiter. But I just don't see how it could be. That's just weird to me.
Well, what's weird is your college band, I know for a fact, was Jay Clark and the Muzjiks.
Yes, but we were trying to be exotic, you know?
And we should also say that Scrabble, I think, is now up to 30 languages all over the world. And apparently that can be problematic. Like in France, you can add an E and an S to many, many words. So it can kind of get out of hand with the score totals there. And in our beloved Germany, and I never really thought about this, but German words are long. So there's not a lot of, I mean, there are obviously words shorter than 7 words in Germany, but a lot less than a lot of other languages.
Yeah, it's true.
So it must just be Bingo City or whatever Bingo City is in German.
There's also Bingo, I don't know, what city? Bingo Bird?
Stadt, maybe?
Bingo Stark. Sure. So in some other countries too, in foreign language versions of Scrabble, there are some adjustments with the tiles. Like some have more than 100 tiles.
Oh, right. Because of weird little letters.
Yeah. Or there's like double L and double R in the Spanish language version.
Right.
There's also the N with the tilde over it. That's also a tile.
Yeah, spice it up a little.
Yeah. I think that's worth 8 points.
Nice.
Yeah, but you have to remember that's 8 points. You have to say nice.
Right. Should we take a break? I like how this is headed.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.
Want to learn about a pterosaur and call it pterodactyl? How to take a perfect poop and all about fractals. Genghis Khan, Attila the Hun, the Lizzie Borden murders and the cannibal runs. Gonna explain everything to your brain explodes. It's Chuck and Josh. It's stuff you should know. Word up, Jerry.
Hey everybody, we're here to talk to you about Wayfair, who believes that spaces should be functional, they should be comfortable, they should be well designed, and they can be well designed by you with their help.
Your updated space should feel more comfortable, inviting, and practical for everyday use. And we're talking about outdoor seating. We're talking about grills. We're talking about major appliances. If you need storage solutions, Wayfair can help you out. Patio lighting, rugs, decor. It is your one-stop shop for home.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting nice out, so it's time to think about living outdoors for the next few months. And Wayfair knows that outdoor furniture, it's heavy, it's intimidating to assemble. So Wayfair has stepped in and said, we're going to handle the hard part so you don't have to.
That's right. You can shop Wayfair Verified, your shortcut to the good stuff. And that means their team of product specialists are going to vet everything by hand using a 10-point inspection, testing things like, quality materials, functionality, and features, and even how long it takes to build that piece of furniture. And the overall experience save time, reduce hassle, and improved convenience.
Patio season is here, and these deals won't last. So head to wayfair.com right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
In business, there's no room for guesswork. Every shipment matters. Every deadline counts. When you're trying to keep operations running smoothly, the last thing you need is uncertainty.
That's right. That's why reliability is at the core of USPS Ground Advantage. From the moment your package is first scanned in, it moves through a secure, nationwide network, aiding in a timely and accurate delivery.
You get near real-time tracking so you can keep up with your shipments. And with affordable upfront pricing, there are no hidden fees or surprise surcharges to throw off your cost sheets.
That's right. And that all adds up to predictable deliveries that you can depend on. Because knowing your logistics are handled lets you focus on everything else, your customers, your team, and the future that you're building. Just visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to start shipping with confidence. USPS Ground Advantage. Dell PCs with Intel Inside are built for the moments that matter, for the moments you plan and the ones you don't. Built for the busy days that turn into all-night study sessions, the moment you're working from a cafe and realize every outlet's taken.
Yeah, the times you're deep in your flow and the absolute last thing you need is an auto update throwing off your momentum. That's why Dell builds tech that adapts to the way you actually work. Built with a long-lasting battery so you're not scrambling for the closest outlet, and built-in intelligence that makes updates around your schedule, not in the middle of it.
That's right. They don't build tech just for tech's sake. They build it for you. Find technology built for the way you work at Dell.com/Dell PCs. Built for you.
The universe is full of mysteries. Black holes, quantum physics, galaxies. On TikTok, millions of people are learning more about the universe around them every day. Scientists break down complex theories, demonstrate experiments, and connect dots between the cosmos and our daily lives. One scroll might reveal the concepts on the fabric of space-time, the next an optical illusion. It's discovery on a massive scale, where millions learn something new every day.
All right, we're back. And if you're going to talk about Scrabble, you got to talk about Alfred Mosher Butts, because he is the gentleman who invented this game. This was in 1938. He was an unemployed architect at the time and just into games. He's from Poughkeepsie, but I believe the game was actually invented. Actually, I know this for a fact, in Jackson Heights, Queens, because at 81st Street and 35th Avenue, I believe, is a Scrabble-style street sign. I think it's 35th Avenue has below each of the letters is the little number value subscript, which is kind of just a little nice, fun, cute nod.
Are you sure it's just that community in particular isn't big Scrabble fans?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay. So he, did you say he was an unemployed architect?
Yeah, at the time, and he was just into gaming and wanted to invent a game that was part chance, part skill.
Yeah, so he did not have a great success with it out of the gate. He initially tried to call it Lexico and crisscross words, and he took it around to game manufacturers, and they're like, nah, I'm not really feeling this.
Yeah.
And that was the way it went for a good decade before a man named James Bruneau bought the rights. He saw something in it that I guess other people didn't. He renamed it Scrabble. He changed the gameplay a little bit. One of the biggest changes he made was that the way that Mosher Butts had come up with is that you just thought the word in like a kind of a mental version of the board, and the other player hopefully was able to pick up on the word you were thinking. And so Bruneau was like, maybe we should just replace this with an actual board and tiles. And that really kind of helped move things along a bunch.
Yeah, I looked up this James Bruneau, and, we get a lot of great information a lot of times from New York Times obituaries.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a friend of Butts, and so they used to play Scrabble together on occasion, like their homemade version. And once this guy took it over, he and his wife Helen operated out of their house. And he was like, at a certain point, all that was in our house was boxes of tiles and racks and boards. And we couldn't move around, so they had to. They moved to an abandoned schoolhouse, and then eventually a converted woodworking shop. And they had 35 employees working 2 shifts, producing 6,000 Scrabble sets a week.
Wow.
By 1953.
So within 5 years of him buying the rights.
That is correct, sir.
Okay, so the year before that, I've seen it told as a legend or a widely told story, Laura put it. I don't know why no one's like, yeah, that's what happened. But
right.
supposedly the president of Macy's came across the game. I'm not sure how. Played it, liked it, ordered a bunch to stock up. Of course, that meant Gimbels immediately followed suit. And so the game took off from there. So this would have been 1952 when that supposedly happened.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and Bruneau was like, we can't possibly keep up with this demand. This is just skyrocketed, which is great. But they turned to a company, a game maker called Selcho and Ryder, and they took over making the game. And they did so for decades. They were the people who made Scrabble for a really long time. And within 2 years of that great Macy's president story happening, 4.5 million copies were sold. It just hit America like, a giant packet of Pop Rocks and Diet Coke, or Mentos.
Yeah. Or like a TONNE of bricks, which is worth more than TON.
Nice, Chuck.
So that's selling pretty good. I think they've sold, they estimate about 150 million total sets as of, kind of now.
Yeah.
Even though it's hard to get a real firm number on that. But they bought that trademark, Selcho and Reiter. I want to say Richter there, but it is Reiter.
Mm-hmm.
Bought that trademark from them in 1972. Bruno got $1.5 million, which would be about 12 million today. And this, by the way, was like he was looking for something to do in retirement. So
wow,
he really scored. That's a triple letter retirement gig, I would say.
Right.
Or triple word even.
Sure.
And then the inventor, Mr. Butts, got 265 grand, which would be about $2 million. Plus he got a very small royalty that he seemed to be pretty happy with.
Yeah.
He sounds like a great guy.
This is one of the more heartwarming quotes I've come across in a while.
Agreed.
He was interviewed in 1984 about his invention. And he said, people are always asking me if I'm rich. I used to get 2 to 3 cents for each game sold. 1/3 went to taxes. I gave 1/3 away, and the other third enabled me to have an enjoyable life.
Great.
And if there's such thing as heaven, I believe that Mr. Butts is there right now.
I think so too. He would have been in his 80s then too, because I think he died in the early 90s in his 90s.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, he had a great life, apparently.
I love it.
So things turned kind of dark when the Cabbage Patch Kids bought Selcho and Reiter in 1986.
You want to hear something funny?
What?
Every time I looked at that word, I said Colco.
Oh,
and I was like, that's so weird. Like, I grew up with Coleco toys.
Yeah.
And I just kept seeing it as Colco. And I was like, wait a minute. You dummy, it's Coleco.
Well, you must be a Scrabbleist, because that would just be like the word construct without any kind of meaning to it. So you're in there, Chuck. You really did some method research.
Yeah, maybe so.
So Coleco, yes, bought Selcho and Reiter and just did not really give much of a care about Scrabble. I mean, it was just a moneymaker to them. Apparently, they were already in trouble, which is nuts, that they declared bankruptcy by 1989. I think I can't remember. Surely we talked about it in our Cabbage Patch Kids episode, why that happened. But to go from having one of the hottest toys in the history of toys to bankrupt in the same decade is breathtaking as far as business goes. But when Coleco declared bankruptcy, Hasbro stepped in, and they did seem to care a lot more about Scrabble. And so under their ownership, I think it's still owned by Hasbro, if I'm not mistaken. It's been fine. It's had its ups and downs, as we'll see. But there was also a bidding war for the international rights to produce Scrabble, and Mattel beat them out for that.
Right.
And that, I can't imagine what a plum that is. But it also occurred to me, and I know we've done an episode on intellectual property, but there's some fictitious right out there that says this one company is allowed to produce all the games just internationally. This other company has this other fictitious right to produce all of the games just inside of the United States. And it's just so mind-blowing to me that we've just kind of created that kind of made-up structure for things, and how much just gobs of money that legal fiction creates for people.
Are you pushing for just an open source world?
No, not necessarily. I don't have a problem with it. I was more just astounded by it, you know?
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I mean, have you ever dug into like TV rights for professional sports leagues?
Oh my God, I'll bet that's quite a jungle.
Yeah, it is. And it's gotten really, really expensive. Like when you see the numbers, like, Amazon acquires the right to air whatever, Sunday Night Football or something. It's just like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Astounding what kind of money we're talking about.
For sure.
Anyway, I guess we can move on to competitive Scrabble because, a lot of people just play for funsies at home. I know our bud John Hodgman and his lovely wife Catherine play like for decades now. Because they're high school sweethearts. So they're long-term Scrabblers, against each other. I kind of wanted to find out if there was a lifetime record that they keep up with.
Surely.
But then I just decided not to ask.
Hodgman used to live tweet their games.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, it was really cute to just kind of follow along.
I bet they're both good because
Yeah.
Catherine's an English teacher and John is, knows a lot of words.
Yeah. Anybody who knows Hodgman too, right when they saw the Scrabble episode of Stuff You Should Know, knew that there was 100% chance that Hodgman was going to come up at some point in time for sure.
He would have complained if we hadn't.
Yeah, for sure. He's a Scrabble guy for sure.
Yeah, he would smoke me. In fact, I feel like I might have played him once on one of these trips that I used to do with him for maximum fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. If we did play, it was not even competitive at all.
I'm sure he was.
I don't see why
so
he would have
bored.
played. I don't see why he would have played me because
Right.
I'm really just, I'm like Steve Carell in Anchorman. I'll try to spell lamp just because I looked at one.
Hey man, if it gets you some points, who cares?
Yeah, you and I'd probably be pretty good, matchup.
Yeah, I think so too. We should play sometime.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That sounded unenthusiastic. I meant, hell yeah, buddy.
all right. Sorry, you can't see me, but I'm raising the roof right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you mentioned competitive Scrabble, that there are tournaments, which isn't very surprising. I mean, people are into Scrabble. So when you start throwing money down for like prize money for tournaments, people are going to flock to them. And for years, the biggest Scrabble tournament, what they called nationals, was the North American Invitational Scrabble Players Tournament, which had its inaugural championship in 1978 and was held every year through to 2009. And Selcho and Ryder actually formed the National Scrabble Association, which was very smart because that kind of thing generates a lot of interest, enthusiasm. Newspapers cover, oh, it's so crazy. There's a Scrabble championship right now. And it just helps keep the thing topical, instead of just letting people buy it and crossing your fingers, that kind of thing. It was a pretty smart business venture. And then, like I said, Coleco came along. They did nothing for it. Apparently, the Players Association had to shame Coleco into chipping in $5,000 for prize money for the national tournament. And then when Hasbro came along, they started funding it a lot more lavishly. But then they kind of said, we're this isn't actually worth it anymore. You guys are, maybe a few hundred people coming to these tournaments, and you all have all of the Scrabble boards that you're ever going to need. You're not going to buy anymore. So they stopped funding those, and they actually shut down the National Scrabble Association. So an independent version came up, the North American Scrabble Players Association. I think back in 2009 is when it was formed.
Yeah. And before anyone writes in, technically they didn't completely shut down the NSA. They just stopped their, they weren't in charge of the tournaments anymore. They moved them over to another program called School Scrabble.
Yes, because those kids have a long life of buying Scrabble boards ahead of them.
That's right. You mentioned ups and downs over the years. I guess all board games go through kind of boom periods and bust periods, or at least low periods. And Scrabble is no different. There was an early 2000s boom. There were televised tournaments. It's interesting what drives this stuff. I don't know if they know on the inside, but I couldn't figure out why it would have had a boom in the 2000s, early 2000s.
Oh, a documentary called Word Freaks, I believe.
Oh, is that what did it?
It introduced it to a whole new generation of people.
Okay. Well, there you have it.
And it took off like Hasbro has a lot to be thankful for from that documentary, from what I understand.
Oh, I bet the New York Times crossword documentary too kicked that up a notch.
Yeah, for sure. That was a great one.
But we're not talking crosswords again, so don't worry.
I just busted out in sweat.
You got a flop sweat happening. There were 75,000 rated Scrabble tournament games in 2004, and that number by 2019 was cut almost in half. That went down to 40,000. And the Nationals went from 837 players to 280 over that same span. So it just seems like that documentary really caused a resurgence, I guess, and then it kind of went back to level set, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. There was also a lot of internal strife, too. The North American Scrabble Players Association didn't make a lot of friends. They established a real top-down hierarchy of how that association was run. So some other players associations were developed, splintered off. There was a lot of fracture, I guess, in the Scrabble community that just kind of came around that time that surely affected attracting new people. Like, I hate to use the word toxic because I feel like it's definitely overused, but it feels like that community got a lot more toxic around that time. And, you know, that doesn't exactly attract people. Like, hey, I want to join that toxic subculture.
Right.
Really mix it up.
Yeah. Well, some people are into that.
Yeah. Those aren't the people you want to attract to your toxic subculture, though.
Yeah. Or play Scrabble with.
Right.
If you're in a tournament, you're going to see some big scores. They have, scores over 800 points at times in tournaments. The highest scoring legal word, I don't think it's ever been played officially, but that would be a 1,784 point score if that was across 3 different triple word scores.
Right.
And that word is oxyphenbutazone.
Yeah, it's a now banned NSAID pain reliever.
That's right. And since I know you looked it up because I did too, I'll let you give the definition of Kazik, which is the highest score ever for a word played in a tournament. 392 points for Kazik.
So that one, from what I could tell, I found that as a Spanish word for an indigenous chieftain, usually among Caribbean tribes.
Yeah, I saw the Taino people, like the indigenous Bahamians.
Right. And that was actually played.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's one word for 392 points. To put that into perspective, a good, average person's Scrabble score, from what I can tell, a couple to a few hundred points. This is like a Scrabble score with just a high Scrabble score with just one word. This is like the level that these people are playing at. And Chuck, I say we take another break and we'll come back and we'll poke around in the brains of those high-level Scrabble players and see what neurologists have found out recently.
Let's do it.
Want to learn about a pterosaur and call it pterodactyl? How to take a perfect poop and all about fractals. Genghis Khan, Attila the Hun, the Lizzie Borden murders and the cannibal runs. Don't explain everything to your brain explodes. It's Chuck and Josh. This stuff you should know. Word up, Jerry.
In business, there's no room for guesswork. Every shipment matters. Every deadline counts. When you're trying to keep operations running smoothly, the last thing you need is uncertainty.
That's right. That's why reliability is at the core of USPS Ground Advantage. From the moment your package is first scanned in, it moves through a secure, nationwide network, aiding in a timely and accurate delivery.
You get near real-time tracking so you can keep up with your shipments. And with affordable upfront pricing, there are no hidden fees or surprise surcharges to throw off your cost sheets.
That's right, and that all adds up to predictable deliveries that you can depend on. Because knowing your logistics are handled lets you focus on everything else, your customers, your team, and the future that you're building. Just visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to start shipping with confidence. USPS Ground Advantage. Dell PCs with Intel Inside are built for the moments that matter, for the moments you plan and the ones you don't. Built for the busy days that turn into all-night study sessions, the moment you're working from a cafe and realize every outlet's taken.
Yeah, the times you're deep in your flow and the absolute last thing you need is an auto update throwing off your momentum. That's why Dell builds tech that adapts to the way you actually work. Built with a long-lasting battery so you're not scrambling for the closest outlet, and built-in intelligence that makes updates around your schedule, not in the middle of it.
That's right. They don't build tech just for tech's sake. They build it for you. Find technology built for the way you work at Dell.com/DellPCs. Built for you. Our listeners love puzzles, paradoxes, and hidden patterns almost as much as we do. On TikTok, those fascinations come to life. People are breaking down physics, exploring geology, and explaining why the world works the way it does. You'll see impressive experiments, explanations that finally make sense, and connections you didn't expect. It's like having a lab, a lecture hall, and science museum in your pocket. TikTok is where wonder is shared, where curiosity turns into discovery, and where millions learn something new every day.
All cat parents understand the feeling of being ignored by your cat and often asking yourself, does my cat even love me? And there is only one solution to solve that, Sheba. Feed your cat Sheba and go from feeling ignored to truly adored in 12 days guaranteed or your money back. Sheba has a menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, and even a kitten's menu. So Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater, like the Sheba Puree, which is made with bone broth. It's a protein-rich, lickable treat with chef-inspired flavors. It has a smooth and creamy texture that cats love. Plus, it supports a strong bond between pet parents and their cats with a hand-fed cat treat. It also contains no corn, wheat, soy, or artificial flavors. So instead of feeling ignored, you're suddenly the center of their world. It's basically a fast pass to favorite human status. Next time you're wondering if your cat loves you, grab Sheba Puree or explore their entire range of textures and flavors at your local retailer. To learn more, check out Sheba.com.
Okay, Chuck, so we've kind of made mention a couple of times that people who play Scrabble think of words differently than normies do. And there have been studies using the Wonder Machine in particular by neurologists of the brains of people who play Scrabble, because there's a lot of longstanding discussions, rival theories, and hypotheses about how we process words and information associated with words. And by studying Scrabble players, like high-level Scrabble players, they found that their brains literally work different when it comes to words.
Yeah. Take it away.
Well, one of the studies, I can't remember what year it was. I actually failed to look now that I think about it. They found that when you put a Scrabble player through what's called the lexical decision task, which is showing people very quickly jumbles of words and saying, is there a word in there? Too late. Is there a word in here? Too late. And they have to answer really quick. And there's always some lab assistant shouting too late and really just mix things up a little bit. Scrabble players use regions of their brains that most people wouldn't use. They don't use regions of their brains that people normally do use. So like when you think of a word, you think of the meaning usually. That's how you grasp a word and you're really kind of processing what the word is. There's a meaning attached to it. There's a symbolism attached to it. With the Scrabble player, they do not think like that. They think of words as physical constructs of letters. There's no meanings aren't attached to them. That takes too long. They process them much more quickly because it's just a bunch of letters that you put together. It doesn't matter what it means. It just matters that you can get this number of points on a Scrabble board. And one of the other things they found is that they also use more spatial reasoning than the average person does when they're recognizing and processing words and letters, because they have to figure out how to orient them on the board and how they would intersect with other words on the board. So their brains change and the way they approach words change the more Scrabble you play.
Yeah, I think it's almost like Tetris-like in their brains at a certain point. Like they might as well just be Tetris blocks that are trying to fit in. Obviously not Tetris because you can't make your own size and shaped things, but you know what I mean. Sure,
I know what you mean. I think I think it's a good analogy.
There's some other cool studies that kind of findings they found from different studies. The setup of this one is basically that if you have a college degree, they have found that you're less likely than those without less education to get age-related memory loss and Alzheimer's. But in terms of Scrabble, they found that gap can be closed a lot if you don't have that college degree and you play a lot of Scrabble. You can close that gap to where it's almost the same as people with higher levels of education as far as acquiring that memory loss and Alzheimer's.
Pretty great. Take that, college boy.
What about the Ruskies? That was interesting too, I thought.
Yeah, they studied Russian engineering students. And by they, I mean the people who conducted this study. And they said, here, Russian engineering students, we're going to teach you Scrabble and you're going to play it for a year and then we're going to test you. We're going to have you play teachers who teach English as a foreign language. So they're Russian, but they know a lot of English. And we're going to play the English language Scrabble, by the way. So there's all the pieces on the board right there. And what they found is that the engineering students who didn't speak that much English were able to, I think in the words of the study, smoke the English as a foreign language teachers in Scrabble.
That's incredible.
Yeah, even though the teachers knew more English than the engineering students did.
Yeah, that's super cool. They've also found that for tournament play, men dominate tournament Scrabble tournaments, generally speaking. But they've done studies of this, and they're like, hey, it's not because men have big brains and women have little tiny brains.
Yeah.
It's not because guys can learn words better than women. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with the fact that in general, overall, men start younger than women do. Boys, I guess, start younger than girls when it comes to Scrabble.
Mm-hmm.
And women generally and girls play more Scrabble, but they say that's not necessarily how to get better at Scrabble. They're playing for fun and just having a good time. Whereas to get better at Scrabble, what these boys and men seem to be doing more of is like anagramming stuff and analyzing everything. And instead of just like, hey, let's just play some Scrabble and have some fun, like, let me research and analyze this stuff so I can dominate in a tournament.
Exactly. But I mean, that's how you get better at it. Apparently, anagramming is a huge thing to do if you want to get better at Scrabble. Because when you look at there's 7 tiles on your tile holder, it's just a jumble of letters, and you have to find the words in those letters. That's part of the game. So if you go practice that, you're going to get a lot better. But I saw that among just the population in general, just people who play Scrabble for fun, it's much more closely divided. It's more like 60-40 men to women.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's changed a lot over the past couple of decades, too.
Yeah, I think that documentary probably helped quite a bit.
Yeah. When it comes to like, all right, what words, like what dictionary do you use? There is a Scrabble dictionary. It's called the Official Scrabble Players Dictionary. Mm-hmm. It was released in 1978, again, by Selchow and Ryder, even though they worked with Merriam-Webster to produce the game because, they're dictionary people. And this has caused a lot of controversy over the years because words have been added, words have been taken away. And every time that happens, the Scrabble community, some people are like, great change. And some people are like, no, I hate that.
Yeah, because to them, they're just words. The meaning has no purpose or point whatsoever in the game. It doesn't matter. So why would you take any words out that we could potentially use and score with?
Some of the worst and the worst racial slurs out there have been in the Scrabble dictionary.
Well, yeah. Do you want to tell some people?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say those, but there is a list. I think there was a woman named Judith Grad in the 90s who kind of got on her, I don't want to say got on her soapbox because that indicates a bad thing. She got a campaign going to have the slurs removed. The Anti-Defamation League got involved. Hasbro eventually said, all right, we're going to remove these words from the next edition of the dictionary. Booby, gringo, farted, honky, whitey's, pissed, fatso, redneck, and wazoo.
And Jerry, best of luck beeping all those out.
It should be pretty easy.
So, so there were a lot of Scrabble players who were like, this is outrageous. Who cares about offensiveness? And other people are like, this is kind of society evolving in real time right here. So I guess Hasbro made a compromise and they said, well, how about this? For tournament level, we'll keep we won't take these words out. We'll have a separate book called the Official Word List. Among players, it's called TWL 98. That's when it came out, it was 1998. But for everybody else, and that by the way, the TWL 1998 or 98 is just available to Players Association members. So it's not like available to the general public. And then the other one, the toned down version, that's the one that the public will be able to get their hands on.
Yeah, and that was in the early 2000s. And then in 2020, the official tournament removed a lot of those slurs that they previously allowed for tournament play.
Right.
And I also mentioned, adding words. Over the past few years, they've added hundreds of words. Jedi, subtweet, vax have been added. Birria, as in birria tacos, has been added.
Oh, and I discovered a new dish from this too, Chuck. Cucumber. Usually spelled with a K, but apparently it's also okay to spell with a C. It's an Indian dish featuring cucumbers.
Oh.
It's like a fresh tomato cucumber salad. And actually, I should correct myself. I think it could be Indian, but it's also possibly like Anatolian. I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds delicious. I'll send you the recipe.
All right, do it. They also had slang from time to time, apparently. IMA, IMMA.
As in, I'm going to.
Like, I'm about to do something.
Right?
You can play that.
Yeah, you could. You could also play yeet, which...
What is that?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I really feel like I've outed myself in the last couple episodes as
Skibbity toilet buddy.
Not the edgelord that people assume that I am.
Edgelord. There has been some cheating over the years. We'll talk about a couple of these incidents. In 2011, there was a World Scrabble Championship between a Thai player named Cholapat Eti and a British guy named Ed Martin, because it was a missing G tile. And there's a lot of versions of this story. Apparently, Time Magazine and some Scrabble websites say that Eti called for Martin to be strip searched for that G. And the tournament officials were like, no, we're not going to do that.
We don't want to see that.
In Mental Floss, they said that, they asked them to turn their pockets inside out, and that eventually just escalated to like, hey, maybe they hid it in their pants. They should be strip searched.
Maybe it's in their chode.
Yeah.
That's why you strip search.
Yeah. Is that in the Scrabble dictionary?
There's no way that it's not. As a matter of fact, you keep talking, you tell the story, and I'm going to look it up.
And then what they eventually found out was that the missing G was in the pocket of another player from a previous game. And what I want to know is like, who's running these tournaments? Like, how are you not counting the letters before the game or cracking open a brand new Scrabble, factory sealed Scrabble? Like, you got to count those letters. You got to make sure that's like playing chess without like a pawn and just being like, oh, well, looks good to me.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's also nuts just how many players do cheat in like high level tournaments.
Like that kid?
Yeah, there was a kid. He was 13, so he's unnamed as far as I can tell. He's
of age now. We should find him out and dox him.
Right. He was playing down in Orlando at the Scrabble Nationals in 2012, and he got caught palming blank tiles. And
man, what a jerk.
I don't know that we even mentioned what blank tiles are good for, but they can stand, they're like a wild card. They stand in for any letter that you want.
Yeah.
So they can really come in handy when you have like a bunch of letters, but you just can't quite connect them. That blank tile comes in there and you say, thanks, blank tile. So if you have that, you have a huge advantage. So finally, this kid was caught cheating, but this was on the heels of a year before when he won the $2,000 prize for winning. Even though apparently statistically, the percentage of blank tiles that he came up with across the game or the games that he played throughout that tournament, where it just doesn't add up. But they let that win stand. But for 2012, he got booted.
Yeah, they should have made that kid pay that money back with interest.
Yeah, they should have.
What else? There was they had their own little Me Too incident at one point too, didn't they?
Yeah, there's I don't want to say well-regarded, a well-known player named Sam Contamathi. And he is not just a player, he also has a side business of like custom equipment, like tile holders, boards, timers is another one, because in tournaments, they use timers like chess.
Uh-huh.
So he's got his whole line. He's like really integral to the current like Scrabble world, tournament world. And for a long time, especially before Me Too came along, he just got away with it. Like the Players Association president would make a point of escorting women who went up to Kanamathi's hotel room to pick up equipment that they bought from her or were buying from him. Like you just didn't go alone. Like it was an open secret. And then finally, like he just groped the wrong woman. And Me Too came along, and I think at least 15 named women came forward and put their story on the record about him. And the response from the Players Association was essentially like, okay, but don't do it again.
Yeah.
And he had already been banned for cheating. He palmed tiles too. He was a national champion. He palmed tiles too. He got suspended for 4 years for cheating, but for the allegations of sexual misconduct, nothing, just a warning essentially. So that really ticked off a lot of people, especially high-level women players too, who were like, you know what? We hold our own tournaments, and he's not invited any longer. So he's kind of been ostracized, but I have the impression that he's still very much around.
Still making those custom racks.
Yeah, from what I can tell.
By the way, we live update. We did text John Hodgman just to find out. I was kind of curious about a couple of things and about his highest Scrabble total ever, and if he and Catherine have a running record between them. And he says, we have old notebooks full of score sheets, but we never go back and look at them because, as we know, John Hodgman only looks forward. Time does not go backward.
No. Nostalgia is a toxic impulse, according to Hodgman.
We were both consistently in the 300 to 350 pretty good mode. Okay, that sounds high to me.
Yeah, same here.
He said, that's good enough to make me happy. He said, we have both probably broken 400 a couple of times. I remember words better than scores. 25 years ago, I added STER to joke to make jokester on a triple word square while playing with some friends of my parents, and I don't remember the points, but I was really proud of myself.
I'll bet every once in a while you can peek in on Hodgman sleeping, and he's got a big smile on his face because he's dreaming about that.
I love it.
I have a live update as well. Chode is not in the Scrabble
really?
allowable word.
Oh, man. This opens up a whole new world of possibilities for the show. Live updates?
Yeah, and Scrabble being the arbiter of what words we can and can't use now.
Exactly.
So Scrabble, of course, has popped up in pop culture here or there. Rosemary's Baby, very famously used. Mia Farrow Rosemary used a bunch of Scrabble tiles to try to figure out that some suspected witches were actually witches by using the tiles to figure out anagrams.
Yeah.
Same with Sneakers. I couldn't find that.
I saw that movie.
I never saw the movie, and I couldn't find the clip with the Scrabble. I just saw mention of it in a couple of places.
I don't remember Scrabble. It was a long time ago. I love this one. Frank, the chairman of the board, Mr. Sinatra, in his version of the 12 Days of Christmas added 9 games of Scrabble.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is actually Joe Piscopo doing Frank.
Which, that's all you need to do. That's better than Frank, I think. And then Seinfeld and Calvin and Hobbes both kind of famously had Scrabble, made up high-value Scrabble words in their shows. In the first season of Seinfeld.
I don't remember. Who was it? Do you know?
Seinfeld's mom played Quone, Quone, and like Seinfeld calls her out on it, and it's not actually a word, but Kramer's like, yeah, Quone, whatever. But the biggest thing that stood out to me in this scene, that I watched it today, it had the original dad who did not work.
Yeah. And then they brought in, God, I can't remember his name, but he was the dad in Arthur.
Oh, was he the dad in Arthur?
He was Liza Minnelli's father in Arthur.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was Morty Seinfeld.
Yeah, totally.
His first name's Barney, I think.
Oh, God, I used to know his name because Arthur's, one of my top ever comedies.
And then Calvin and Hobbes, I think Calvin played ZQM or ZQFMGB and said it was a type of worms from New Guinea.
Oh, that's funny.
And then lastly, Chuck, we can't forget Scrabble led to Trivial Pursuit being created. Because remember, they went and got a new Scrabble board and were like, how many Scrabble boards have we bought over the years? We should make our own game.
That's right.
And that's it. Scrabble has not appeared in any other part of pop culture except for those things.
Right. That's right.
You got anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Well, that's Scrabble, everybody. Thank you for finally doing it, Chuck. And since I thank Chuck for finally relenting and giving in on doing an episode I've wanted to do for years and years and years, it's time for listener mail.
Oh, you. Hi, guys. Or basically just the voices that live in my head permanently because I listen to you two all the time.
Nice.
A while back, I have no idea where the idea came from. I wonder whether everyone sees concepts the same way in their head as I do, and started asking around because she's referencing like the inner dialogue app where people don't hear words, they see images.
Mm-hmm.
And Daisy says this, and this is very interesting, I think. I noticed that for me, the calendar months of the year in my brain are arranged like this: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, December, November, October, August.
Wow.
On the line below, it's very important the way it's spaced out, I think. And it's also indented. So December, November, October, August is on the line below and dented to about mid-February. So going from left to right and then making a curve to continue from right to left. No need to point out how weird this is, guys, because no calendar ever was drawn this way. However, this is how it is normal for me in my head.
Mm-hmm.
You can imagine the weird faces I got when asking this question enthusiastically to find out about other people's head calendars, especially when I told them about mine. Anyway, all this to ask, when you picture a yearly calendar in your head, what does it look like? Immediately when I read that, the only thing that popped into my head was like the back of a like a wall calendar you would get as a teenager where it had all of them listed. That's what I picture.
Oh, nice. So what are the monthly centerfolds of or the pictures of?
I don't know, but I guess it would just be 4, 4, and 4.
Okay.
That's how I picture it in my head. January, February, March, April, and then 4 more, then 4 more in order, because I'm not weird.
I don't know. I'm trying to come up with it now, and I don't really think I keep a calendar in my head. I'm just too, like, in the present, like in the now.
Yeah, baby.
Sorry to let you down. Who is that?
That is Daisy, and Daisy is from Belgium.
Thanks, Daisy.
That's the problem.
She's from Belgium. There's your problem. Thanks a lot, Daisy. That was wonderful. I feel like also that somebody could make a T-shirt of like the visual representation of the calendar in Daisy's head, and it would be the most arcane, deep cut stuff you should know T-shirt of all time.
Totally.
Yeah. So if you want to get in touch with us like Daisy did and share your mental whatever, we would love that. You can send us an email to stuffpodcast@iheartradio.com.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
You know, you could be adored by everyone and still completely ignored by your cat. Trust me, I know. But if you feed your cat Sheba, you can go from being ignored to truly adored in 12 days, guaranteed, or your money back. Sheba has a full menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, even a kitten's menu. It's so cute. So Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater. Like Sheba Puree, it's made with bone broth, their chef-inspired flavors. It's got a smooth and creamy texture that cats love and contains no corn, wheat, soy, or artificial flavors. It's food that your cat's gonna love. To learn more, check out Sheba.com. That's SHEBA.com.
Introducing the all-new Mazda CX-5, featuring more connection.
Hey Google, where's the nearest Pilates class?
Safety that has your back. More discovery on the scenic routes. More passion in the details. And more control in changing weather. The all-new Mazda CX-5. More to move every side of you. See it in 5 films at MazdaUSA.com/5sides.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC. Sequences shortened and simulated.
Everyone knows winter is the real mess maker. You don't need WeatherTech floor liners for summer unless you hit the beach and half the beach ends up back in your car, or the campsite dirt ends up in your trunk. Then you'd want a cargo liner, or a road trip goes sideways, lemonade spills, ketchup goes rogue, ice cream drips. Yeah, you'd be pretty happy about those WeatherTech seat protectors. So just to be clear, as the mud you're inevitably going to step in this summer, you don't need WeatherTech unless you plan on doing summer. Visit WeatherTech.com today. When it comes to small business, people want to talk to people, not bots, not voicemail. Your customers or clients want a real human connection, and that's exactly what they get with Ruby. Ruby is the virtual receptionist company that takes care of your callers when you're unavailable, in the middle of something, or just don't want to pick up. They can answer, screen, and transfer calls, as well as take messages, collect payments, book appointments, and more. All while saving you time and making the people you serve feel special. It's available 24/7, 365 days a year, and is 100% based in the U.S. See how it works at Ruby.com, or better yet, give them a call at 844-900-RUBY.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.